We've heard a lot from you that, you've been using Hinto for a while and you're excited that you can simply turn a video into an artifact, like a doc, a PDF, or a knowledge base article. And now you want to let everything run on autopilot and just work it into your day-to-day flows for creating documentation and artifacts off of the back of your work. So how do you do that? Well, we're introducing finally an API for you to use. We've been using it internally for a while now, but now we have something for you to get into. As well as today, I'm going to cover a few more updates around how to get the best out of the editor and a few upgrades there as well. So to kick things off, the API. It's your standard API. It lets you run most things inside of, that you can do inside of Hinto outside of Hinto. So there's a CLI, the actual sort of ways that you can power it through Claude and Codex, and so on. We're going to dive into all of these in a bunch of other videos, but for now, a quick preview of sort of the things that you can do. So for example, if you set up Hinto inside of Claude, what you'll be able to do is actually, if you have videos inside of a folder, let's say in Google Drive or Dropbox, you can simply call those and say, hey, Hinto, I want to remake those into videos using Hinto, and you can. So here, for example, I asked for an overview SOP, and there was an article that got generated. The article gets generated automatically, and then there's a deep link that goes straight to the editor inside of Hinto for you to review, publish, or export, whatever you want to do. You can also call things like translations and updates to it and remakes as well. So this is just an overview of it, but again, we'll dive into more of this in future videos, and I'll show you how I'm using it day to day inside of Claude. Another example is you can set up an automation that runs through N8N, and also when coming later for Siri shortcuts, you can also play around and make one yourself. But this gets rid of all the sort of the repetitive work that you use to use everything inside of Hinto. You can now do through an automation like this. And also, again, there's a scale called Hinto, and you can use it inside of Claude if you install it, and you can make more things out of it as well. To find out more, you can go to our documentation. It's the V2 version currently, but we're working on more. Please send us feedback. I'm sure for some of you pros, there will be feature requests. Send those over, and we want you to run Hinto on autopilot to get rid of all this repetitive work. So now let's dive into the rest of the feature updates. First of all, we found a way to actually boost the image quality of everything to X. And so that comes straight out of the box for all of the projects that you've maybe already created using Hinto and all of the docs you've created using Hinto. Or if you're new, you're going to get those out of the box simply by uploading a video. The other feature request that we've had for a while is the ability to create borders and backdrops and customize them inside of Hinto. So now what you can do is you can customize the padding, and you can say something like small, and you can see there's now a small frame that runs around the image, or medium. Now we know that you care about the quality of your docs, so you can always customize or select a different color, but also customize it using the color picker here. Now you can also adjust the rounded corners on your images as well, so they can be rounded or not, or you can just simply reset everything to the default. And so from in line with the editor, you can customize image by image, but we also wanted to give you another way to do this, where you'd be able to customize all of the images the same way across all of your docs. So inside of a project, you can navigate to the new section called the editor, and here you have the image background. And so again, you can say what kind of padding you want around the image, right? And you get a little kind of preview here. Also, you can set, notice the corners here are pointy, and if you reset them, you can see that they will be rounded. And then the same thing when you crop images, there's usually crop zones, and so you can also set how you want those to look. And so if everything is ready, you can tap Save, and then all of the images will get adjusted the same way, basically inside of your docs here. Further to that, we have a new update to how you can actually create more structure inside of your documents. So if you jump to a new row inside of the editor and select the plus menu, you can now insert a table of contents inside of the doc, making it easier for users to navigate if your docs are really long or if you want them to jump around into other articles from the one that they're in. And so here we have three sections that were added in this article. This is the summary block. And so each one jumps to the title of a certain section inside of the doc as well. And finally, we added the ability for you to add anchors to certain other articles inside of your project as well. So all you do is you tap on a word or section that you want to highlight, then you tap link, and then notice here we have a new option that allows you to link to certain areas of an article itself. And that is it for these updates. There's a ton more that we released this week. It's all in our newsletter and as well as in our blog that corresponds directly with the release of the newsletter. So sign up and try everything out and let us know if you have any feedback on the API. This is just version 1, but we're going to improve it based on your feature requests.